Hey guys, MCU Collector here with another figure review. Next up is the ThreeZero DLX, the Marvel Studios The Infinity Saga Black Panther figure. Although, I feel like it's more of an Avengers Endgame figure, as this particular Black Panther figure does come with the power gauntlet that Thanos uses at the end. This is the one that was larger in size, that was kind of form-fitted for the Hulk. So to me, it's an Avengers Endgame figure, but it is labeled as Black Panther movie. So the first Black Panther movie, but we'll get into it. Obviously, the suit is going to be the exact same, so it kind of works out either way, however you want to do it. But again, that gauntlet, the fact that it comes with it, tells me Avengers Endgame. So looking at the package, we get a look at the figure. Actually, I'll close up there, and we get the Black Panther movie logo. Here on the side, not a whole lot. We get an official seal there for ThreeZero. That's pretty cool. And then another look at the back of the package and all a bunch of legal stuff. So big shout out and thank you to Big Bad Toy Store. This is in stock right now. They sent it out to me so I can review for you guys. So I'm very excited. I have a couple of ThreeZero Marvel Studios Infinity Saga figures. Like I have the Iron Man Mark 46 from Captain America Civil War. I have the Iron Man 3 Iron Patriot figure. And these are fantastic. They're essentially mini Hot Toys. So 1/12 scale Hot Toy. You know, Hot Toys 1/6 scale 12-inch. These are 6-inch, well, 1/12. They're a little bit taller than 6-inch. But these figures are just absolutely amazing. Like, so good. So I'm really interested in how they're going to tackle the Black Panther figure and see what it's all about. Eventually, I'm looking to get the Iron Spider. I'm hoping to get the Hulkbuster figure. And pretty much every figure that they've released so far. Everything that is currently available in the Infinity Saga line is up on Big Bad Toy Store. I think the last remaining pre-orders. And that's going to be it. So I talked to Ray from ThreeZero at San Diego Comic-Con, and he did inform me that that is going to be it for the Infinity Saga figures, as they will be moving on from the Marvel license and focusing on other properties like Transformers, and they have anime stuff in 1/6 scale. They got Power Rangers. They're going to be attending Power Morphicon, and you're going to see the whole Turbo Ranger lineup in the 1/6 scale, which is cool because all we saw was the Turbo Red Ranger at San Diego Comic-Con at the previews booth. So they're going to have the whole team there. So lots of things going on with ThreeZero. That is awesome. Just unfortunately, the Marvel license they are moving away from. But again, everything that's going to be available is listed on Big Bad Toy Store. So you have like the pre-orders and all that stuff. I did just get the Iron Man Mark 50 from Avengers Infinity War, and I have the accessory pack at San Diego Comic-Con. I picked up the Mark 50 black and gold, so I'll be doing a comparison when I review that Mark 50. But let's go ahead and get into the Black Panther figure specifically, as that is what you guys are probably here for. And we're almost at 3 minutes, which is kind of crazy, but that's typical for what I do because I talk too much. So there's a look at the figure. There it is in the package. We get some energy effects and things like that. Let's go ahead and get into it and take this figure out of the box. 3 minutes, here we go. Okay, so I was originally going to put it on the stand and do it all fancy like, so you can kind of get the first look at this figure, but I am absolutely loving this thing. It's so nice. And yes, there is die-cast parts on there. Which parts are die-cast? I honestly have no idea. It's heavy, though, so they're in there somewhere. I can't really tell by the feel. There's texture throughout the whole thing, so I can't get like a feel for what's plastic and what's metal in this thing. But just know that there is some, and there's also plastic, just like all the other DLX figures. Again, and I've only reviewed so far the Iron Patriot and the Iron Man Mark 46. Again, fantastic figures. Mini Hot Toys, so good. This Black Panther figure is no exception to that. It is the same high quality figure, lots of fun factor, some decent accessories. We get some interchangeable hands. We get some energy effects, which are really nice. The gauntlet is done really nicely, but the figure itself is just so good. It's a shame that ThreeZero isn't going to continue with the Marvel Infinity Saga line. So we got a few different Iron Mans. There's, Iron Man Mark 2, Mark 3, 4, 5. Is there 6? I think there's 6, maybe 7, and then it jumps over to like 43. 44, 46, like there's those ones right there, right? And then we get like Iron Man, the Mark 50. I wish we can get more. Branching out away from Iron Man is Black Panther and Iron Spider. I don't have the Iron Spider yet. I hope to get it soon, whenever that may be, whenever it becomes available on Big Bad Toy Store. Because I have a feeling it's going to be an awesome figure, just like this Black Panther. The Iron Mans are going to be good. Oh, there's also a War Machine. Those ones, obviously in the full armor, really nice. The die cast really adds to it because it's a metal suit. Like, it fits in aesthetically, and like like when by the touch, it's just really nice. But this one, because it's not, I guess technically it is a metal suit, although they weave vibranium into fabric somehow in Wakanda. I don't know how that works. But regardless, it's just such a good figure. It is really nice, and there's good articulation in here. You may not seem like it may seem a little stiff, or it's a semi-expensive figure, so you're like, I don't want to push it to its limits, but these things can move. We have this instruction booklet here. I want to show you guys this instruction booklet here, which talks about all the things that like the figure can do, the range of motion and things like that, and how you need to be careful, or whatever the case may be. How you do the stand, how you put the energy effects on there. Form fits to each fist, which is crazy. The way the gauntlet works, you swap out this hand piece which holds it, and again you get the range of motion in the body, and it's a good amount of movement for this figure, and it's just, again, it's so nice. Like I don't like it's hard to explain it into words just how much fun you can have with this figure and how good it really is. So it is just awesome. So let's go ahead and take a close look at the details of the figure and like the texture of the suit and the accessories, all of that stuff before we look at the articulation, and then I will do a size comparison so we can take a look how T'Challa, Black Panther measures up against Iron Patriot and Iron Man. So here we go. Okay, so let's get this out of the way. The gauntlet piece. As you can see here, the way that this gauntlet piece works is you have like this handle piece that comes off there. So this hand and that red piece is stuck on there. What the cool thing about it is we get one for each of the hands. So you can have T'Challa holding it with his left, or he can be holding it with his right. So here you have the gauntlet piece, and then you get, you swap out the hand pieces on there. It's got one peg hole, one peg. So then you know that the peg goes into the peg hole, this peg goes into that peg hole, and you can put it, and then you have the hand on there. But then also, if you want to have like somebody else hold it or whatever, or just kind of for looks and show, you just get that standard piece cover that goes there, and then you have your gauntlet piece. Little hollow, not completely in there. It would have been cool if this thing would have been metal. That's probably a little bit of an unrealistic expectation to have when you have a swappable piece. But man, if this thing was metal and like heavy, it would have just been really awesome. It's extremely detailed and well painted already as it is. As you can see, the different infinity stones in there. It is just really, really nice. So yeah, hats off to ThreeZero for doing an amazing job with this power gauntlet. Now, the other additional accessory pieces here, we have this vibranium energy effect. And the really cool thing here is it's got this nice shine to it, and then kind of the shape of it, as you could see, it's got some rigid edges and stuff, and it just has that, as the energy disperses, it kind of gives that effect. The really cool thing is you get two of them. So you have one for the right hand and one for the left hand. And the way it works is if you look on the inside, I don't know if you could really tell, it's form fitted for a fist. So depending on, which hand you're looking to put it on. So like here, I have the left hand. I'm going to put that on there, and then boom, the fist, it form fits on there so it can hold on there. So just like I have it here, it's not going anywhere. It formed around his fist. So that is awesome that we actually get that. And then in terms of extra accessories, so we have the fists on there, of course, and we have the hands that hold the gauntlet. We got the energy effects, and then a couple of other extra hands on there. So these are kind of relaxed hands right here. They're kind of open, and then you kind of have the bright silver vibranium claws there, and then extra ones, they're kind of gripping or kind of gesturing. You kind of pose him out with these hands here, so he's kind of getting into some fight poses type of deal. So we have those there. So we also get a stand. Whoops. So it says the Infinity Saga, and it just prints on there Black Panther. So that is cool. You get the stand to go with it. I will do that at the end of the video. And then one thing and then this one is a little bit puzzling. I don't really have an answer for this one. We get this energy force field. Now, Black Panther himself never did this. Now, I think, which team was it? The Border Tribe. They used force fields, right, with their vibranium clothing, right? They had I don't know if it was like a cloak type of thing. They could wrap it, and then the energy force field kind of forms around it. Why T'Challa comes with one, I don't really know. You kind of get the shinier side, glossier side, and then more of a satin side. And then it has this little plastic clip to help get it to stand up. Not fancy at all, but, it's a thing. It's there, and okay. Like when I display it on the display stand at the end of the video, I'll put this there. It's just there. It's just again baffling because T'Challa didn't never use it, so it's a bit weird that he has it. But it's there. You know, we can't complain about extra accessories, right? The more the merrier. But again, that one is a little confusing. That's a little pokey too, so be careful with these energy effects. Like you don't want to hurt yourself. Swapping out the hands is real easy. It's just on a little ball peg there, so we can get one of those, and then we can get kind of one of these open hands on there. So there we go for T'Challa. So looking at the figure itself, getting a closer look, man, what an awesome head sculpt. Look at that. Very nicely detailed. It's sculpted. Good silver lining for the eyes as well as the line work in there. The necklace around his neck. A couple of spots throughout. Here on his gauntlet pieces, we get the same silver. A couple of other areas throughout the figure. And then here on his what would be boots, I guess. And then there for his toes, the claws on there. Just really nice. Full textured detail kind of throughout. Which is really, really nice. The sculpting work is just absolutely incredible. On this thing. Just came out really, really, really nice. Bring the light a little bit closer in there. Just so good. I mean, look at that texture detail. Amazing sculpt work by ThreeZero. Truly, truly phenomenal. Like, so good. But how does it move? Let's go ahead and check it out. Okay, so looking at the articulation for T'Challa Black Panther, as you can see, he could do the Wakanda Forever. No, not a problem. There, but let's see exactly how he can move. And again, lots of points of articulation there. So looking up, not a problem at all. The neck is on a separate piece, so he can look all the way up. He can look all the way down, which is fantastic. You get some pivot going on in that head over the neck, and then that neck gets some circular motion. You get a swivel within that neck as well. So good, really good range of motion there. The arm you can get to go straight on out for a T-pose, which is great. You get a full rotation in there. There is a butterfly joint, but I'm going to be honest with you guys. It's not going to do a whole lot like in getting it to come back. As you can see, it can kind of move forward. It does allow for some crossbody, as you can see, for like the Wakanda Forever, but going back, it's not going to be a whole lot. So that would be the only flaw I would say in that butterfly joint. As you can see, it does not allow for any kind of movement going back. You got upper bicep swivel in there. You get a double jointed elbow, gives you that much bend there, which is nice. The wrist swivel, it's on a ball peg, so you can kind of move it around a little bit. You don't get a crazy amount of hinge on there though, just a heads up on that, because the ball joint is a little bit small, and again, just doesn't allow for a whole lot of motion. Sometimes, you know, there's a hinge with a ball joint. It's just a ball peg, so you're not going to get that much range of motion. The upper torso, you can get a little bit of tilt in there, which is nice. Tilt to his right, as you can see there. Going back, it doesn't really move back. It does move forward a little bit, but we also have the lower torso, which will get it to crunch forward that far in total. Going back, it doesn't really lean back, but if you think about it, like a human body wouldn't really lean back too much either. So I guess that kind of works. You do get some swivel on that upper diaphragm, but it doesn't allow for a lot of movement. It continues to hit kind of that lower torso piece, but you do get a little bit additional swivel at the waist. It doesn't swivel all the way around, but I would say it swivels in an actual natural human movement. So that works out really well there. The hips do have drop down, so you can drop down the hips extremely far, as you can see there, which allows, you know, for good range of motion and getting him to do the splits kind of thing. So fair amount of movement there. Kicking forward, he can kick forward pretty far, so that is really good there. The leg does go back a little bit, not a huge amount, but it does go back some. There is some thigh swivel in there. Now, granted, it's not a lot, but you do get some in there. It reminds me very similar to like Mayfek style, to where you get some movement, but it doesn't swivel all the way around. But I think it's enough to really be effective in there. Double jointed knee gives you that much bend there. Looks good. There's no calf swivel or anything like that. Foot hinges down, probably a little too much. It's like on a ball peg. So there's some good range of motion in there. Oh, that one keeps falling off. So that's a little bit of a flaw. So like here, you can only hinge down so much. You can hinge up a little bit more. There's some pivot, but not a huge amount. So as you can see, the way the foot's designed, and it pegs right back in, so that's not a problem. It doesn't allow for a huge amount of movement in the foot, so just be aware of that. There is, however, some articulation, toe articulation. It's very stiff, though, as you can see there. I kind of hinged it up, and then you can kind of hinge it back, so we have that there. So the only flaw, That one comes loose a little bit on the left leg and doesn't allow for a lot of pivot, but you can get him to stand up, and you do get him into good poses and things like that. So really good range of motion on a premium figure that does have some die-cast in there somewhere. It's probably the joints that are going to be die-cast where it's heaviest. It feels like in the lower body, but it holds up really well and can move around decently. Okay, so let's get this size comparison out of the way. We have the ThreeZero DLX Black Panther alongside the Marvel Legends Black Panther. As you can see, a huge size difference. So yes, the confusing thing about 1/12 scale figures is the scale seems to be all over the place. Mafex is a 1/12 scale. SH Figure Arts is a 1/12 scale. Marvel Legends are a 1/12 scale. Mezco would be a 1/12 scale. I don't have that Mezco figure anymore to do a comparison. And then ThreeZero is also a 1/12 scale figure. None of them match in terms of size. So just so you guys are aware, the DLX figures are going to be very big compared to Marvel Legends. So it's not really going to fit in your display. So it's something that you would, if you had a second display or if you had a Black Panther specific display, then obviously it's going to work. But if you want to add it into your MCU, it's probably not going to work as well. They're a lot more detailed, whereas yes, the Marvel Legends gets paint in certain spots and whatnot. We get a lot more on the DLX figure, but then just the sculpted texture of the suit, we get quite a bit more in there. So that's going to be kind of the key difference there. But the Marvel Legends figure is a good one, but in terms of a high quality premium figure, like a good display piece, this ThreeZero DLX figure, just nothing compares to it. It's just so good. Okay, so size comparison with other Marvel DLX Infinity Saga figures by ThreeZero. Here we have the Iron Man Mark 46 from Captain America Civil War and the Iron Patriot suit from Iron Man 3. And as you can see, they are taller than T'Challa, which I think should absolutely be the case. We have guys in big, bulky metal suits in these ones versus T'Challa, which is in there, and then his suit I don't think is very thick, but it's more of a cloth vibranium fabric material. I don't know how that works, but he should be a little bit smaller in terms of size. So scale wise between these figures themselves, I think does look really good. You guys let me know what you think. And again, in my opinion, these are some fantastic figures that are like museum quality, like Hot Toys level, but in 1/12 scale. So half the size of a Hot Toy, less than half the price, which is even better, with some pretty cool things. Now, these figures have light-up features, which you're not really going to see, I guess, in the bright lights that I have on here. But the masks light up, and then the arc reactors light up. T'Challa, unfortunately, doesn't have any light-up features. That would have been cool, like, say, if he had lights kind of throughout the figure and it, like, glowed purple or something. That would be amazing. I don't think they could actually pull that off, but wouldn't that be really cool? Again, solid figures that I'm really, really liking. You guys let me know down in the comments below. What do you think of these ThreeZero DLX Marvel Infinity Saga figures? Okay, so here I have it on the stand, and I have this force field here. Again, I don't think it's real effective for anything, and I still don't really understand why it's included. The way the stand works, it's a little bit odd. You can unscrew these pieces and probably make this a little bit shorter, but the way it works is it pegs into his back, his behind. You can use this piece here to kind of pry open that spot. As you can see there, it just kind of pegs back in. It's shaped for his butt, but it pegs right in there, so you can actually get him to stand. I mean, he's sturdy enough that he can stand on his own. This just makes sure that he doesn't fall over. But the cool thing about it is, and then I may have to tighten some of these screws, but if you wanted to get it into like certain poses, that type of thing, the stand could really help you out with that as well. Whoops. If you wanted to do stuff like that, you can also do that with the stand. So that is a really cool option there. But I'm really happy with this. Oh, there goes that foot. You just can't pivot it around enough. So you can just kind of hold it there, and it works out well. So that's the biggest downfall. My biggest complaint is going to be on those ankles, just not having the proper range of motion that the figure really needs. But there we go. So you guys let me know down in the comments below. What do you think of this ThreeZero DLX Black Panther figure? I think it is phenomenal. Again, mini hot toy, very high premium. It is in stock at Big Bad Toy Store now, so make sure to check out Big Bad Toy Store for all your action figure needs, including all the Marvel ThreeZero DLX figures from the Infinity Saga. There's a few different ones that are in stock, so make sure to check them out. There's a few that are on pre-order. I'm really looking forward to the Hulkbuster and Iron Spider. When those become available again, I'll definitely be picking those up. But I'm very happy with the Black Panther figure, and I'm very excited to open up both Mark 50s that I have and the Mark 50 accessory kit. So I'm really excited for those. But you guys let me know your thoughts down in the comments below. If you guys like this video, please do me a favor and hit that thumbs up button. Subscribe if you haven't already done so. And as always, thank you for watching.